Imagine a golden May morning where the air hums with the scent of blooming roses and the faithful gather to honor the Virgin Mary, their hearts alight with prayer. Altars gleam with candles, flowers cascade in her name, and rosaries weave a tapestry of devotion across the world. Yet, in this sacred month dedicated to the Mother of God, what if your efforts, however fervent, were unknowingly dimming the graces she longs to pour into your home? What if, in your haste or habit, you were wounding the very heart you seek to cherish? This question, both tender and urgent, calls us to pause and reflect. Are we truly honoring Mary as she deserves? Pope Leo XIV, the first American pope, elected in 2025 after a life of service from Chicago streets to Peru's remote villages, offers a stirring warning born of his pastoral heart. Approaching Mary with distraction or lukewarmness not only misses her blessings, but can grieve our Heavenly Mother. His words, forged in years of missionary toil and prayer under starlit Andean skies, pierce through our assumptions, urging us to examine our May devotions. Even well-intentioned practices can falter, blocking the divine light heaven yearns to share. Today, I invite you to journey through the 5 most common mistakes Catholics make in May, guided by Pope Leo XIV's wisdom to honor Mary with purity and fervor. We'll conclude with a prayer of reparation to her Immaculate Heart, a chance to mend any missteps and open your soul to her grace. May is no mere month. It's a spiritual battleground where your devotion stands as a radiant shield or an unguarded door in the clash between light and shadow. If you trust in Leo XIV's call to authentic faith, write in the comments, Pope Leo XIV, guide my devotion to Mary, and let your words carry this message to others seeking her love. To deepen this sacred journey, I warmly encourage you to join our community by subscribing and turning on notifications. By doing so, you'll receive more insights like these, each crafted to nurture your faith and draw you closer to Mary's heart. Together, we can cultivate a devotion that blooms vibrantly this May and beyond, ensuring her light shines in every corner of our lives. Let's begin this transformation now, with open hearts and unwavering love for our Blessed Mother. Mistake 1. Transforming the Rosary into a heartfelt encounter. In the tender embrace of May, when the Church turns its gaze to the Virgin Mary, countless Catholics reach for their rosary beads, their fingers tracing a familiar path. Yet for many, this sacred act becomes a mechanical ritual, a box to check rather than a bridge to the divine. Have you ever found yourself rushing through a Hail Mary, eager to get it done, or caught your mind drifting to grocery lists, work emails, or tomorrow's worries while your lips murmur holy words? This is the first subtle mistake that Pope Leo XIV, the first American pope elected in 2025, warns against with a shepherd's gentle urgency. The Rosary is a mighty tool, he cautions, his voice carrying the weight of years spent praying in Peru's rugged villages. But in distracted hands, it loses its power. To pray the Rosary with an absent heart is to offer Mary a wilted flower on her sacred day, a gesture that, though unintended, carries the sting of indifference. Leo XIV, whose missionary life taught him the cost of exhaustion, knows that routine can dull even the most fervent devotion. The Rosary is no mere recitation. It is a living meditation, a journey through the mysteries of Christ's life, seen through Mary's loving eyes. When we reduce it to a task, we risk not only missing the graces Mary longs to bestow, but also wounding the heart of the Mother who waits for our presence. In May, when her maternal love shines brightest, this mistake becomes all the more poignant, for Mary seeks not our words alone, but the full offering of our souls. Consider Maria, a devoted Catholic from a small Mexican village whose story illuminates the transformative power of Leo XIV's teaching. For years, Maria prayed the Rosary daily, her fingers never missing a bead, yet her heart remained untouched. In a heartfelt letter to Pope Leo XIV in 2025, she poured out her frustration. "My heart feels like stone. I speak to Mary, but I hear no reply. Why do my prayers feel so empty?" His response, steeped in the wisdom of a pastor who once knelt in dusty Peruvian chapels, was both simple and profound. "My daughter, stop counting beads and start counting heartbeats. For 3 days, pray just 1 decade, but pray it as if your soul's salvation depends on it." Maria followed his counsel, her hands trembling with new purpose. On the 3rd day, as she meditated on the finding of Jesus in the temple, she closed her eyes, picturing Mary's anxious search and joyful reunion. A warmth spread through her chest, as if a veil had been lifted from her soul. "I was speaking without listening," she later wrote, tears staining the page. "I stood in Mary's presence but never truly saw her." That single, heartfelt decade unlocked a peace she had never known. "Now one Hail Mary prayed with my whole heart brings more joy than an entire rosary once did," she testified, especially in May, when Mary's love feels so near, her ear so attentive. Maria's transformation reveals a truth Leo XIV holds dear. The rosary is not a chore to endure, but a love letter to the Mother of God. Her story echoes the countless souls who, guided by Leo XIV's pastoral care, have rediscovered the rosary's power by trading quantity for quality, distraction for devotion. How then do we avoid this mistake and honor Mary as she deserves? Leo XIV, who prayed through bone-deep fatigue in Peru's highlands, offers a path both practical and poetic. Before lifting your beads, pause and whisper, "Mother, keep my soul awake in your love." Let this prayer be a spark, igniting your heart for the sacred task ahead. Make each Hail Mary deliberate, as if it were the only prayer you'll ever offer. When you announce a mystery, linger for a moment. Close your eyes, envision the scene, and place yourself beside Mary, witnessing the Annunciation's awe or the Crucifixion's sorrow. Feel the weight of her joy, her pain, her love. This simple shift transforms routine into encounter, fulfilling Mary's deepest desire in May. Not just your words, but your presence, your attentiveness, your heart. Leo XIV teaches that 1 decade prayed with fervor surpasses 15 rushed through in haste. Start slowly, savor each word, and let the rosary's rhythm become a dance of devotion. As you do, you'll find it is no longer a task, but a joy, a moment of intimate communion with the Mother who carried Christ and now carries your prayers to Him. In this sacred month, let your rosary be a vibrant thread in the tapestry of May, woven with love for Mary, who waits to meet you in every bead. Mistake 2. Unlocking the grace of Blessed Marian images. In the heart of every Catholic home, images of the Virgin Mary, delicate statues, vibrant paintings, or simple prints, stand as silent sentinels of faith. Yet, the second mistake Pope Leo XIV unveils this. May is treating these images as mere decor, untouched by the sacred act of blessing. Without consecration, they remain beautiful but dormant, unable to fully channel the graces Mary yearns to pour forth. In a 2025 Vatican address, Leo XIV, the first American pope whose missionary roots trace back to Peru's humble villages, declared, "An unblessed image is like an unopened door, lovely to behold, but not yet a gateway to heaven's light." His words, steeped in pastoral care, call us to awaken the spiritual power within these sacred icons. An unblessed image, Leo XIV warns, lacks the divine purpose that transforms it into a beacon of Mary's presence. In May, when altars bloom with devotion, neglecting this consecration is akin to inviting a cherished guest but leaving the door locked. Such images, if mishandled or sourced carelessly, may even attract negative energies, dimming the peace of your home. The devil trembles before a consecrated image, Leo XIV asserts, his insight forged in years of guiding communities through spiritual battles. A blessed image, however, becomes a radiant window through which Mary's maternal love floods our lives with grace. This truth came alive for Anna, a devoted mother who approached Leo XIV during a 2025 pastoral visit, her voice trembling with unease. "My prayers at my Marian altar feel hollow," she confessed, as if a shadow lingers. With gentle discernment, Leo XIV asked, "Is your image blessed?" Anna's eyes widened. She hadn't considered it. The statue, a gift from a market vendor, stood unblessed. Leo XIV explained that without consecration, it was merely an object vulnerable to spiritual interference. He advised seeking a priest's blessing or praying with fervent heart. "Mother of Heaven, I welcome you into my home. May this image radiate light and peace." Amen. Anna followed his counsel, adorning the statue with a candle and fresh roses. The next day, she felt a serenity settle over her home, as if Mary had stepped through the newly opened door. Leo XIV's teaching, inspired by his Peruvian missions, where blessed images anchored faith in adobe chapels, urges us to act. In May, when Mary's presence shines brightest, an unblessed image is an unwelcomed guest, unable to fulfill its sacred role. Transform your home today with a simple ceremony. Light a candle, sprinkle holy water if available, and pray Leo XIV's prayer with devotion. Place the image in a dignified spot, framed by flowers or a soft glow, and treat it as a living portal to heaven. These blessed icons become spiritual shields, constant reminders of Mary's nearness, guarding your family with her love. Many purchase Marian statues without a thought to blessing, leaving them as art rather than sacramentals. Leo XIV's wisdom invites us to change this. By consecrating your images, you invite Mary to dwell actively in your home, especially in this sacred month. Let each glance at her serene face spark a prayer, a moment of connection, and a renewal of faith. In doing so, you'll feel a peace that only her blessed presence can bring, transforming your home into a sanctuary of grace. Mistake 3. Embracing May's sacred consecration. As May dawns, a golden opportunity unfolds, a chance to dedicate the month to the Virgin Mary, yet many let it slip by, treating May as a mere continuation of April's ordinary days. This is the third mistake Pope Leo XIV, the first American pope elected in 2025, warns against with a shepherd's tender urgency. Without consecrating May to Mary, we wander without her guidance, he cautions, his words echoing the lessons of his missionary years in Peru, where he surrendered each May to Mary's care amidst dusty trails and fervent prayers. To overlook this act is to embark on a spiritual journey without a map, possible but fraught with unnecessary detours. Consecrating May is a profound act of trust, a handing over of your joys, tears, and decisions to Mary for 31 sacred days. It transforms the month into a hallowed garden where her maternal grace blooms, guiding your steps closer to her Son. Saints like St. John Paul II, with his Totus Tuus devotion, and St. Teresa of Avila, whose heart burned for Mary, began May with this surrender, as does Leo XIV. This simple gesture creates a sacred space, inviting Mary to weave her love through every moment, from quiet mornings to stormy nights. If May first passed unnoticed, fear not. Heaven's door remains open. Leo XIV, whose faith was anchored by such acts in Peru's humble chapels, urges you to act now. O Mary, Queen of May, I surrender this month, its days, decisions, and prayers to you. Walk with me. Amen. Speak this prayer with fervor, and let it be a spark that sets your May ablaze with purpose. Delay invites distraction, for the enemy thrives on our hesitation. Saint Maximilian Kolbe, who consecrated his life to Mary, and Saint Louis de Montfort, who called her the path to Christ, championed this practice, as does Leo XIV, whose pastoral heart sees it as a lifeline to grace. This consecration is no mere ritual. It's an invitation for Mary to reign in your life, shaping choices and softening sorrows. By setting May apart, you declare it hers, a canvas for her intercession. Leo XIV's wisdom, forged in service, promises that this act will deepen your faith, like seeds taking root in fertile soil. Begin today, and watch as Mary's presence transforms your month into a symphony of grace, each day a note in her song of love. Mistake 4. Weaving Marian devotion into the Eucharistic heart. In the sacred rhythm of May, when the Church lifts its heart to the Virgin Mary, a subtle yet profound mistake often dims the brilliance of our devotion, separating our sacramental life from our love for Mary. Many Catholics enter the hallowed space of Mass, where Christ's presence in the Eucharist reigns supreme, yet forget to invite Mary, the mother who first bore him, into this sacred encounter. This fourth error, Pope Leo XIV warns, grieves Mary's heart, for it overlooks her role as the guide who leads us to her Son. If Jesus is in the Eucharist, Mary stands beside him, declares Leo XIV. His voice resonant with the wisdom gained from offering masses in Peru's humble chapels, where he entrusted each liturgy to her intercession. To attend Mass without invoking Mary is to walk past a loving mother waiting to take your hand. In May, when her maternal presence envelops the faithful, this omission dims the fullness of worship, leaving the Eucharist's grace untethered from the woman who carried Christ in her womb. Leo XIV, whose pastoral heart was shaped by years of serving Peru's poorest, teaches that uniting Marian devotion with sacramental life transforms Mass into a radiant meeting of two loves, Jesus in the Eucharist and Mary at his side. By forgetting her, we miss the chance to deepen our communion with the one she bore, for Mary is not a distraction, but a bridge to Christ's heart. This truth came alive for Carlos, a devout father whose story illuminates Leo XIV's teaching. For years, Carlos attended Mass faithfully, slipping into the pew moments before the opening hymn and leaving as the final blessing faded. "I fulfilled my duty," he admitted, "but my soul felt adrift." Inspired by Leo XIV's 2025 homily, delivered with the warmth of a shepherd, Carlos made a simple change. He arrived 15 minutes early, kneeling in the quiet church, and whispered, "Mary, prepare my heart to receive your Son." After receiving communion, he lingered, praying, "Mother, help me thank him for this gift." Within weeks, his family noticed a transformation. His eyes carried a new peace, his words a gentle patience. The true miracle unfolded during a personal crisis when grief threatened to overwhelm him. As he received communion, Carlos invited Mary to stand with him, her presence a silent anchor. In that sacred moment, he felt a subtle warmth, a maternal embrace that wove together the love of Jesus in the Eucharist and Mary at his side. "I felt them both," he shared, his voice breaking, "Jesus within me and Mary beside me, their love a single flame." For Carlos, Mass became more than a ritual. It was a sacred encounter, a homecoming to the hearts of the Son and his mother. Leo XIV's teaching, rooted in his pastoral care across continents, offers a path to avoid this mistake. In May, let every Mass be a reunion with Mary. Before approaching the communion line, pause and pray. "Mother Mary, join me to receive your Son. Stand with me as you did at the cross." After receiving the Eucharist, offer a Hail Mary, your heart brimming with gratitude for her guidance. These small acts weave Marian devotion into the Eucharistic mystery, fulfilling St. Louis de Montfort's wisdom. We honor Jesus most perfectly through his mother. This unity transforms worship into a tapestry of love, where Mary's presence amplifies the grace of the sacrament. Leo XIV, who learned this in Peru's candlelit masses, urges us to invite Mary as a mother guiding her child to something precious. By doing so, we honor her May call, ensuring our sacramental life pulses with her love. Let each Mass become a sacred dance, where Jesus and Mary move together, drawing your soul ever closer to the heart of God. Mistake 5. Using unapproved images of Mary. In the sacred tapestry of May, when every Catholic heart turns to honor the Virgin Mary, a subtle yet perilous mistake lurks in the shadows of our devotion, venerating unapproved images that distort her holy likeness. These counterfeit icons, marked by occult symbols, exaggerated features like unnaturally large eyes, or vestments borrowed from non-Catholic traditions, can sow confusion rather than peace. Pope Leo XIV, the first American pope, elected in 2025, issues a clarion call. Images of Mary must inspire serenity, not discord, to truly honor her sanctity. His warning, forged in the crucible of pastoral care from Chicago's streets to Peru's remote villages, urges us to guard our homes against icons that betray Mary's purity. An unapproved image is no mere artistic misstep. It risks becoming a spiritual stumbling block, dimming the light of Mary's maternal grace. In an age where images flood our lives through markets and online shops, the danger is ever present. A statue with unsettling expressions or pagan motifs may appear beautiful, yet it fails to reflect the Mother of God, potentially opening doors to spiritual unease. Leo XIV, whose missionary years taught him the power of authentic sacred art, emphasizes that only blessed traditional images can serve as true conduits of Mary's love, especially in May, when her presence envelops the faithful with tender intimacy. This truth struck home for Sophia, a devout mother whose family endured unsettling disturbances in 2025. Strange noises echoed through their home at night. Petty conflicts flared without cause, and a heavy unease settled over their once joyful space. Despite their fervent prayers and rosary devotions, the turmoil persisted. Seeking guidance, Sophia shared photos of their home altar with Pope Leo XIV during a pastoral consultation. His discerning eye, honed by years of guiding communities, immediately spotted the culprit. A striking statue of Mary, adorned with pagan symbols and an eerie, untraditional gaze. "This is not Mary, but a counterfeit," he gently advised, urging its removal. "Bury it with prayers and replace it with a blessed, authentic image." Sophia acted swiftly, wrapping the statue in cloth and burying it under a tree with a heartfelt prayer for cleansing. In its place, she enshrined a blessed icon of Our Lady of Guadalupe, its blue mantle and serene expression radiating peace. The change was immediate. "The atmosphere lifted," Sophia recounted, her voice bright with relief, as if a window had been flung open in a stifling room. Leo XIV's insight, rooted in his experiences of consecrating images in Peru's adobe chapels, restored Sophia's home as a sanctuary, proving that discernment is a shield against spiritual discord. To avoid this mistake, Leo XIV offers 3 practical checks to ensure your Marian images honor her truly. 1. Peace test. Stand before the image and ask, "Does it calm my heart with serenity?" Authentic images evoke tranquility, not unease or fascination. 2. Tradition check. Does the image bear Mary's hallmarks, her blue mantle of heavenly royalty, modest dress, and gentle maternal expression? Beware of abstract or stylized forms that obscure her essence. 3. Source verification. Seek images from reputable Catholic sources, churches, shrines, or trusted vendors, avoiding anonymous sellers or shops, blending sacred and occult wares. Take time this May to study traditional icons like Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Immaculate Conception, or the Pietà, whose theological depth mirrors Mary's purity. Leo XIV's call, inspired by his Peruvian missions where blessed images anchored faith, is clear. Consecrate your images with a priest's blessing or a heartfelt prayer and place them with reverence amid candles and flowers. These sacred portals, radiating Mary's peace, will elevate your soul, transforming your home into a haven of grace where her love shines unhindered, a beacon in the spiritual battle of May. And what if you've already committed one or more of these mistakes? Don't worry, Mary is not a mother who punishes. She is a mother who corrects with love. But she is also a mother who awaits our reparation. Today, we are going to pray together a prayer of reparation, not as one who fears being punished, but as one who wishes to console their mother. My mother, in this month of May, I want to ask your forgiveness. Forgiveness for my distracted prayers, for the silences that should have been Hail Marys, for the forgotten images, for the empty altars, for not having honored you as you deserve. Today I repair with love everything I have done wrong. I give you my words, my thoughts, my family, my home, and my heart. Cleanse me of all lukewarmness. Awaken in me a true Marian love, a desire to live this month only for you. Mother, stay with me, guide me, teach me to pray. And if I ever fail again, don't abandon me. Touch me with your tenderness and make me begin anew. Amen. Virgin most faithful, pray for me. Mirror of justice, guide me. Queen of the Holy Rosary, stay by my side. Refuge of sinners, embrace me. Comforter of the afflicted, strengthen me. Help of Christians, support me. Queen of heaven, lead me home. As May's gentle light bathes the world in the glow of Mary's love, we stand at a sacred crossroads, invited to transform our devotion into a vibrant offering that echoes through eternity. Pope Leo XIV, the first American pope elected in 2025, beckons us to make this month a masterpiece of faith, free from the mistakes that dim our bond with the Blessed Mother. Love Mary in May, he promises, his voice carrying the warmth of a shepherd who prayed under Peru's starlit skies, and she will stand by you in your final hour. This assurance, rooted in his missionary heart, ignites a fire within us to honor Mary, not as a distant queen, but as the tender mother who guides us to her Son. May is no ordinary season. It is a celestial garden where every prayer, every blessed image, every heartfelt consecration becomes a seed of grace, blossoming into spiritual protection for your soul and home. Saint Thérèse of Lisieux, with her childlike awe, called Mary God's masterpiece, a mother who gathers our imperfect love and purifies it for Christ. Saint Louis de Montfort, in his timeless wisdom, wrote, "Mary is God's echo. Say her name, and she whispers, God." By avoiding the pitfalls of mechanical prayers, unblessed icons, forgotten consecrations, divided worship, and counterfeit images, we tread the divine path God chose, through Mary to Jesus. Each step we take, guided by Leo XIV's teachings, deepens our devotion, weaving a tapestry of love that honors Christ through his mother's heart. Saint Maximilian Kolbe, who surrendered all to Mary, reminds us, never fear loving Mary too much. You cannot love her more than Jesus did. St. John Paul II, with his Totus Tuus, showed that entrusting ourselves to Mary is not a detour, but a direct road to Christ's embrace. Let this May be the month you rewrite your spiritual story, casting aside mistakes to embrace a devotion that burns with purity and purpose. Write in the comments, Mother Mary, I honor you with my heart, and let your words be a beacon, guiding others to this truth. Share this message with those who cherish Mary, that they too may avoid these errors and let their love for her flourish. Your support can light countless hearts in this spiritual battle. Like this message, share it widely, and join our channel to receive more of Leo XIV's wisdom, each teaching a spark to kindle your faith. By standing with us, you become a sower of grace, planting seeds that bloom in souls across the world. Imagine the joy of knowing your actions helped a struggling heart find Mary's peace. This is the power of your devotion, magnified through community. Let May 2025 be a turning point, a season where your bond with the Blessed Mother becomes a radiant flame, unhindered by past oversights. Picture your prayers rising like incense, your home aglow with blessed images, your masses enriched by Mary's presence, each act a rose in her garden, offered with love. Leo XIV's call is clear. Make this month a symphony of devotion, where every note sings of Mary and Christ. As you step forward, know that God blesses your fervor, His face shining upon you with boundless peace. May your heart, entwined with Mary's, reflect the very love of Jesus, drawing you ever closer to the eternal home where she waits, her arms open, to lead you to her Son.